Okay, the exterior is going to be 2 different videos. And they come over here, and anytime, and this is going to be, you know, just the beginning, warning you, anytime that the wall, okay, a vertical wall, intersects with the drip edge, we should have kick out flashing. Pushes the water off the edge so it doesn't drip over here and cause your cornice to rot. Now, this is a brick and a fiberboard clad structure. Right now we're over here at the brick part. Anytime you have brick around the perimeter, okay, brick is a very good building material. This home can burn down and you can reuse the brick. Brick will be even better. Okay, so brick is a very good building material. It's a great insulator too. So by the way, and that's for sound and for heat. So it's a very good building material. But a physical property of brick is that it's porous. Water pours right through it. And we weren't here when the home was built, but there should be a drainage plane behind the brick. Okay, if it was installed properly or if it's in good shape, we don't know anything about that. We're going by faith that there's a drainage plane behind the brick. Anytime you disrupt the drainage plane, we bring in weep holes, because remember, brick is porous. Water comes in. Most of the time you won't see anything come out of those weep holes. Most of the time it'll just be water vapor. But if you have an event, I've seen a few, I hope you don't, water will come out of those. So we've disrupted the drainage plane. There's no place for the water that got through the brick to go, so it comes down here. So we have these weep holes. So now we come along over here. This is a brick specific issue. Okay, this is the primary bathroom, bedroom suite, bathroom window. Okay, and we put a window in here. Yay for windows! But how do we hold all this brick up? All right, well, we hold this brick up with a metal lintel. You see that metal lintel right in there? That metal lintel holds the brick up. But what does that metal lintel do besides hold the brick up? It disrupts the drainage plane. So anytime you disrupt the drainage plane, we should have weep holes. We should have weep holes. Another thing that's kind of interesting about this structure, you see that wall over there and this wall over here, so we're going like 30 feet, something like that. I'm not seeing any control joints. There was a time when control joints were not that common around here, just like weep holes over the lintels were not that common around here. Should they have been installed? You bet. Now I'm inspecting for performance. Okay, so if water hasn't come through here yet, it will, but I can't say that it's gonna, you know, I mean, I can warn you about it. And the control joints are like those joints out in the street. We expect movement. We're in North Texas. We expect some movement. And the control joints try to control that movement so it doesn't disrupt things so much. Brick, by the way, low maintenance unless you paint it. Low maintenance unless you paint it. If you paint it, you're gonna be painting it and repainting it and painting it again. Now over here we've got what's known as a retaining wall, and usually the retaining wall is the responsibility for whoever's property it is retaining. Now if a retaining wall is twice its height from the structure, 45-degree angle, it's twice the size of the structure, this retaining wall can fall down and would have no immediate effect on your foundation, therefore beyond the scope of this inspection. Now we're going to bring this conversation back up in a minute. The next video. In the next video we're going to revisit this same wall, or this same series of walls on the other side of that fence that's been locked. Now a tree should not be placed closer than 25 feet to a slab foundation to allow for the roots to grow, because these roots will come in, rob your foundation from moisture. We want an even, consistent. We're in North Texas. This is expansive clay soil. Whether your house goes dry or goes wet, but you want to maintain a consistent level of moisture around your foundation perimeter to protect your foundation, to give it the static pressure to push back. This tree's robbing that. Not only is this tree robbing that, its roots are growing under that, and those roots are strong. They will move a street. They will move a swimming pool. Those roots are pushing up on your house. So those roots are destructive in 2 ways, by removing the moisture and by growing and expanding under your foundation. And then the trees grow onto your house. Okay? I get it. They're pretty. I like them. My wife likes them. We got trees next to our house too, but they grow next to our house. And if you follow this rake ledge up here, you can see where all the shingles are boogered up from the trees rubbing on them. Okay? Now this little pipe that's coming out here, that's your emergency That's your secondary drain pipe for one of your air conditioning systems. I'm counting 2 condensing units, but I don't know how many drain pipes I'm counting. Okay, that's 1 for sure. Okay, I thought I was counting 3, but that's another story. Come on over here. We'll get off of this corner here a little bit. Okay, we got all our wide angle going. You see this crack right here? If it's in the span of a hand, I don't know whose hand, and it goes this direction, okay, that is a shrinkage crack. Some people call them corner pops. Call it what you will. That is not a foundation issue. We're going to be looking at the foundation hard, but that does not factor in. That holds up brick. And since we're doing a wood destroying insect report, that's also conducive to wood destroying insects. Termites can find those cracks and use those cracks to go in your house undetected. Speaking of, this is a termite inspection. How about this? Termites are blind. They like to go places where there's no light. They like to go places where it's nice and moist. The humidity is consistent. They like to go to places where, since they're blind, they want to go places where people who can see can't see them. They like to use areas like this debris, to gain entrance into your house. Not only that, it's a rodent nest. Not only that, it's just ugly. A rodent nest. Oh, look at there. Certified termite and pest control. Look at you guys. Go, guys. Yay. Tree's too close. Moving on around. Now, these windows with the arches are not required to have lintels. And since they do not have lintels, and since that's the design of them, they do not have weep holes. And in that, if you see water coming out of that, you know you got a problem with your air conditioning system. Call the air conditioning guy. These windows are too close to the floor. Coming along, we got double pane vinyl frame windows. Got just a little bit of signs of some movement around here. Not really. A bit of cracking right up in there. Okay. That's the closest faucet to the... I already did the water pressure. I already got 70 psi. I can at least make sure it works. I would rather use this one. That would have been fewer steps. Yeah, we work. Okay. Our rain gutters discharge water below grade. That's kind of a neat thing. You can see in the light how the screen's starting to show signs of its age. Moving on along, coming to our front portico. Does that sound fancy? Tree's too close, like I said. Front portico, coming along. Edge is fine. The exterior light fixture should have been sealed to help prevent moisture from getting into your brickwork. Am I pointing at the right thing? There we go. Right there, should have been sealed. Come over this window. Lintel, square, not arched. No weep holes. No weep holes. Communication systems are beyond the scope of this inspection. We're just doing the doorbell. The exterior receptacles, okay, should have had, you know, during the day when this is built, it's probably okay, probably. Alright, but it should have had in-use covers. What's an in-use cover, bud? Well, an in-use cover is kind of like a bubble or a helmet. And you can plug your lawn sprinkler, excuse me, you can, no GFCI on the front porch. How about that? You can plug your Christmas lights into it and then close the in-use cover, and then water can't get in there. This, you plug your Christmas lights in here, and then it just stays open, and then it rains and water gets in there. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have an in-use cover right there. And you do not have GFCI on the front porch. Let's do that. Come on. My method. No GFCI on the front porch. Your lawn sprinkler heads are not supposed to be closer than 5 inches to flat work. Not supposed to be closer than 5 inches to the structure. Coming on along. Got a little bit of high soil right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm on my drawing, because I'm a drawer. Okay. We want to make note of that. We're going to come around here a little bit. We're backer uppers. Let's see this one more time. One more time with feeling. Okay, see that flashing? See the way that you got the gaps in there? All those gases will be turned in towards the structure. Do they look like they're turned in towards the structure to you? Because they don't look like they're turned in towards the structure to me. And then they're supposed to be sealed to prevent them from wind-driven rain. And then when the roof, okay, comes down, the drip edge meets the vertical wall, we're supposed to have kick-out flashing. And then, look at all that. You think that rain gutter is going to drain like it's supposed to? It doesn't look like it's going to drain like it's supposed to me. It doesn't look like that at all. That's what it doesn't look like. Okay. Is that it, bud? Probably. But we're going to check. We don't know for sure. It's hard to get around this tree right in here. I got a camera pole up there, but I can see the rain gutter is right next to the structure. We're supposed to have a gap like that one. See that 1-inch gap over there? We're supposed to have a 1-inch gap over here. We don't have kick-out flashing. That corner's a booger bear to get in there to look at. I hope the camera pole did a good job for us. We're counting on the camera pole. Everybody root for the camera pole. Camera pole, camera pole. Okay. Moving on along. On along, on along, on along. Huh. I don't know, I got some mushrooms right on there. Now on this side of the property, okay, we've got some surface drains. So that's kind of a neat thing. I don't know which direction they go, after the front or the back. The surface drains are a good thing to have. This retaining wall does not belong to you. Well, I don't know. I do not do surveys. I should stay in my lane. But usually whoever has the high ground is responsible for the retaining wall, unless it belongs to the community. Okay, you got all these retaining walls throughout the community. Maybe it's a homeowners association thing, but usually, so this retaining wall belongs to these people. Now, even if it was yours, and it's probably not, but it can be, okay, it's further than twice its height away from your structure, so it won't have any effect on yours. Let's hope it's his, because it's not quite twice its height from this structure. So this retaining wall can affect this structure, whoever you decide it belongs to, but it doesn't affect your structure. The gas piping going into the house should have been painted to keep it from corroding like it's been corroded, and it should have been sealed right in there. Sure should have been. And coming on along, and this is not a good place to show it off, but it is a place to show it off. But if you'll notice, especially on the other side, we see all the organic growth around these soffit vents. When that happens, that is a symptom of improper attic ventilation. Okay, you can kind of see it over here in the distance a little bit. You can definitely see it on the other side. Okay, those are symptoms of improper attic ventilation. I'm not saying that you don't have the right attic ventilation yet. I haven't been in the attic yet. We got some repairs right there. We do not have weep holes right there. We do not have control joints. Okay, so there's things we haven't done yet, but I'm going to be very critical when it comes my time to get into the attic, which will be soon. I'll be very critical, and you've already seen the attic video if you're following this in the order of the report. Okay, coming up along here we've got our siding. And what I'm seeing are the siding butt joints. And what I'm not seeing, I can't get close to it. I can't see it real good. I got to use binoculars, you know, but I am not seeing flashing tape behind those joints. So will water run down those joints, those butt joints right there? Water drip, 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 drip down there? You think they could drip down through those things? I do. I think it could drip right down off in there. That's why we put the flashing tape behind there. There should be flashing tape behind those guys. We should be. Now we come along over here. Look at this soffit. It's kind of hanging, isn't it? Okay, so we got a little bit of loose soffit board right there. We sure do. Coming on along. This is our water heater temperature pressure relief drain pipe that's doesn't have a 90-degree bend pointing towards the ground, and it terminates too high from the ground. And we got a crooked condensing unit that uses R22. It's pretty old. And coming along over here, our electrical conduit for our lawn sprinkler system is broken up. You'll hear about that some more. Our meter's not sealed on 3 sides. Our grounding rod's not properly buried. And this is our conduit. It doesn't have a slip joint on it. This is our conduit just kind of hanging out here. Does that look good to you? It doesn't look good to me.